Grief doesn't always scream. Sometimes it just empties you, turns you into a shell, a schedule, a signature on permission slips. That's where Clark was after he lost her, after he buried his wife, and buried himself alive with her. He didn't want love, didn't want comfort, didn't want healing. He just wanted to survive for his daughter. So he hired help, someone professional, detached, someone who wouldn't care too much. He didn't expect her. She walked in wearing worn boots, a quiet smile, and a sunflower pin. She didn't flinch at his rules, didn't break when he pushed her away. She just stayed, sang off-key lullabies, remembered nap-time rituals, held space for a little girl who missed her mama, and a man who forgot how to be human. This is the story of how a nanny, who was never supposed to love them, became the glue that held them together. Sit back as you enjoy this beautiful, touching story, The Nanny. After she died, he stopped living, not in the dramatic way you see in movies. No shattered glass, no drunken rages, no screaming at the sky. Clark Carter simply folded. He tucked his grief into starched shirts and silent mornings, into packed lunches and daycare drop-offs, into the hollow click of his laptop, closing at night when his daughter was finally asleep. He became a machine, a father-shaped function, efficient, empty. His wife, Sarah, had been stolen by cancer, a thief that moved fast and left no receipts, only hospital bracelets and whispered goodbyes. She'd held his hand with the last of her strength and made him promise, "Don't become a ghost, Clark. Lily needs your laugh, not just your hands." He'd nodded, tears streaming, but inside he'd already boarded up the windows to his heart. Love, he decided, was a luxury he could no longer afford. It hurt too much to lose, and he'd lost the only one who mattered. Lily was 3, just old enough to remember her mother's voice, her smell, the way she'd sing off-key in the shower, but too young to understand why she never came back. She'd point to photos and ask, "Mama?" and Clark would swallow the lump in his throat and say, "She's in the stars, baby," and change the subject. He didn't cry in front of her, didn't break down. He scheduled pediatrician visits, paid bills, scrolled through endless daycare reviews, spent nearly $30,000 in 14 months trying to find someone, anyone, who could care for her while he worked. One place said she cried too much, another said Clark was emotionally detached. A third shut down. The fourth, too expensive. He was drowning, and he didn't even care if he sank. As long as Lily floated, that's when he posted the ad. Nanny needed. Immediate start. No emotional attachments. Strictly professional. References required. He didn't expect anyone real to answer, but she did. Emma Lopez walked into his life wearing worn boots, a faded denim jacket, and a sunflower pin. For luck, she'd say later. She was 29, calm in a way that unnerved him, with eyes that didn't flinch when he laid down the rules like bricks. No singing her to sleep, no pet names, no personal questions, your staff, not family, not a friend. Emma just nodded. Understood. But Lily's not staff. She's a little human who misses her mum. I'll treat her like one he hired her on the spot. Not because he trusted her, but because no one else showed up. The first week was quiet. Emma didn't push, didn't pry. She observed, learned Lily's rhythms, how she liked her toast cut into triangles, how she needed exactly 3 hugs before nap time, how she'd whisper, "Mama," into her stuffed bunny at night. Emma started singing "You Are My Sunshine" softly like a secret, and within days, Lily was humming it in the bathtub. Clark heard it from the hallway, felt something crack in his chest. He ignored it. He found her one night, asleep on the couch, Lily curled against her like a kitten, both of them breathing in sync. He stood there, watching. For a moment he let himself imagine. What if Sarah were here? Would she approve? Would she smile? He didn't know, so he hardened again, walked away. Then came the morning Lily ran to Emma, wrapped her tiny arms around her legs and chirped, "I love you, Emmy, Mama." Something inside Clark snapped. He didn't yell. Not at first. He just went cold, ice in his voice. "Don't ever let her call you that again." Emma didn't argue, didn't cry, just gave a small nod. But her eyes, they told him everything. She'd seen grief before. She knew its shape, its cruelty. That's when he started pushing her away. Not with fists, but with frost. "You forgot to log her nap time." "Her socks don't match." "Again, don't touch my coffee mug. Ever don't rearrange the kitchen." It was fine. He nitpicked, micromanaged, made her life small, hoping she'd quit. But Emma, she didn't break. She showed up early, stayed late, made Lily giggle with sock puppets, left little notes in lunchboxes. "You're magic, Lilybug." She even found the box under Clark's bed, Sarah's letters, her scarf, the ultrasound photo, and didn't touch it. Just left a tissue beside it, like she knew he'd need it. One night he broke, found himself in the garage, clutching Sarah's scarf, sobbing like a child. Emma heard, came out, didn't speak, just sat beside him on the cold floor, silent, present. He hated her for it, hated that she saw him like this, so he shoved past her. "I don't need your pity." The next morning he left an envelope on the kitchen counter, 3 months' salary, a note. Effective immediately. Don't return. She didn't fight, didn't beg, just packed her things, left the sunflower pin on Lily's pillow. And then the silence came. It wasn't peaceful. It was suffocating. Lily stopped singing, stopped eating her lunch at daycare, started drawing the same thing over and over. A stick figure with a sunflower head crossed out with a thick red crayon. She'd stare at the door after school, waiting, hoping. Clark tried to fill the void, bought her a new doll. She left it in the box, took her to the park. She sat on the bench, kicking her feet, silent. He tried singing "You Are My Sunshine" one night. His voice cracked on the first line. Lily burst into tears. One night she climbed into his bed. "Daddy, why did Emmy leave? Was I bad?" His heart shattered. "No, baby," he whispered, holding her tight. "You were perfect. I was broken." He cried then. Really cried. Loud, messy, healing sobs that shook his whole body. Lily patted his back like she was the parent. "It's okay, Daddy. We can fix it." The next morning he found the sunflower pin, held it in his palm like a relic. Remembered the way Emma looked at Lily, not with pity, but with awe. The way she never pushed, never judged, never gave up. Even when he tried to make her. He Googled her, found her at Hope Blooms, a community garden for families who'd lost loved ones. Of course she'd be there, tending to things that grow. He drove there in silence, found her kneeling in the soil, planting marigolds. She didn't look surprised to see him. "I was terrified," he said, voice raw, "that if I let you in, it meant I was letting Sarah go." But Lily, she doesn't see it that way. She just sees love, and she was right. Emma stood, brushed dirt from her knees. Love isn't a betrayal, Daniel. It's a continuation. He handed her a new drawing Lily had made, 3 stick figures holding hands. Our family, Daddy, me, Emmy, and Mama Sarah in the sky, smiling. Emma cried, quietly, then nodded. They drove home in silence. Lily saw her through the window, shrieked, ran, leapt into her arms like a bird returning to its nest. "You came home!" Emma held her tight. "I never really left." That night, as Emma tucked Lily in, Clark lingered in the doorway. "Stay," he said. "Please, not as staff, a part of us." Emma turned, smiled softly. "I never left. Not really." The next morning, Lily planted sunflowers with Emma in the backyard. Clark brought out lemonade, laughed when Lily flung dirt at him. That night, they watched old home videos of Sarah, not with tears, but with smiles. Sarah dancing in the kitchen, Sarah laughing as Lily smeared cake on her face, Sarah whispering, "I love you," to the camera. They added a new frame to the mantel. Clark, Emma, Lily, squished together, grinning like fools. And beside it, Sarah's photo, still smiling, still there. Grief didn't vanish, it never does. But love grew around it, through it, because of it. And for the first time in years, Clark Carter didn't just function. He lived. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like. It helps more people find it. Drop a comment below. Tell us what part made you cry or who you're going to share this with. Share this with someone who's healing, someone who's hurting, someone who needs to know love finds a way, even after the worst loss. And if you want more stories like this, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. We release new stories every week, because sometimes the person who heals you walks in quietly, wearing a sunflower pin, and doesn't even know they're saving your life. Thank you for watching. You're not alone.